And that's life.
Let's go out there, YouTube land and also social media lands. Welcome to an all-new video. This video we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out a couple Fridays ago. And is a new horror film from a great director who really knows his stuff. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms, such as X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Patreon. I pretty much post on these regularly, so definitely check them out. As always, people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're going to do a movie review of a new film that just came out a couple weeks ago. And is a new film from a great horror director called The Monkey. Yeah! The Monkey. Yeah! So The Monkey is a screen adaptation of a short story by Stephen King, and is basically kind of a reiteration of that, because if I do recall, back in the 80s, they did make a film kind of along the same lines, and I believe it was called The Monkey Shines. And, you know, there have been several different films that have kind of incorporated the short story into them and stuff like that, but this is the first one that's really just mainly about that short story, I feel. And I think that, you know, it's one of those things that it just was really well done. I was really impressed with the film. I thought that it was so well directed. I also thought that the story was very cohesive and really entertaining. The action sequences, the gory sequences, the kills and all that were done really well and were so over-exaggerated that were so fantastic. And it just felt like a great kind of 80s horror film that, you know, if you're a big fan of those classic 80s films, this just felt like that. And it was so well acted and so well played out. There was no lag time in each of the scenes, and the whole story just flows so well. And I was just super impressed with how good of a horror film this was. Now, this film happens to be directed none other by a guy that goes by the name of Mr. Osgood Perkins! Oh yeah! Osgood Perkins! Woo! Osgood Perkins! Yeah! So Osgood Perkins is the director of this film. You might recognize him, of course, as the son of the late, great Anthony Perkins that was in Psycho and several of its subsequent sequels, and was in a whole bunch of things over the years. And Osgood is, you know, has a pretty good, you know, directing record. He's directed quite a few things over the years, all very different genres and stuff like that. And I feel that he's really kind of have settled into the horror field recently, and is getting better and better with each film. And what he did with The Monkey was just on point and so much fun. And I loved everything he did with the film. I loved that he went with the kind of over-the-top kills, the explosions, the blood and guts all over the place, and all that kind of stuff, and made it very campy. And that made it really fun and entertaining, and it made me think of, like, those classic type of horror films, you know, such as, like, The Screams, and I Know What You Did Last Summers, and Valentine, and My Bloody Valentine, and stuff like that, you know. It had that very kind of, you know, hooky vibe that was very, you know, campy, very silly, very hilarious, and it worked really well for this film. But overall, he got a great acting out of all of his actors and actresses in the film. He got a great job of, you know, getting great cinematography, great locations. The CGI was on point. The, you know, practical effects were on point. And he just did a really good job of giving a very flowing horror film that, from beginning to end, you know, gave you a completed story. And I absolutely love that he brought it to kind of give this that great classic narration that we haven't seen very often in films anymore, that was really prominent, you know, 20, 30 years ago. And that was great. I love that aspect of it. And it just had an overall amazing film that I think Osgood did just an amazing job with. It was very... it's one of the best I think he's done. I think it's one of the greatest he's done, and I think that he gets better and better with each project that he does. And this one just proves that he is getting better and better with those films. Now, if you haven't seen one of Osgood Perkins' films, definitely a film to check out that is also something that recently came out last year, and is an okay, decent film that I would recommend seeing, that I thought he did a pretty decent job with. And then, of course, the film called Longlegs. Yeah! Longlegs. Yeah! So Longlegs is a film that he just put out last year, starring Nicolas Cage. And is one of those films that it had a lot of great potential, but it just seemed to let down in certain aspects. But also at the same time, I think it really shows the developing and greatness of Osgood Perkins and how he's becoming a better and better director. And I feel that's what he did with Longlegs. And I think that he brought it from what he learned from Longlegs, he put it to the monkey and made the monkey shine so bright that it upended what Longlegs, did last year. And I just think that Longlegs is one of those films that has some really great moments, but there's a lot of downtime that just it didn't really need. But overall, I think that it really showed and shined, Osgood's directing ability, giving us a really great kind of like horror slasher kind of mystery vibe, along with some great storytelling, some great acting by everyone involved, and just an overall a very interesting horror vibe. And Osgood is really good with that, and he showed that in Longlegs. If you haven't seen anything Osgood Perkins directed, definitely check out Longlegs. He did a pretty decent job with it. But overall, what he did with the monkey is absolutely fantastic, amazing, and I highly recommend checking out this film for his directing. He did such a great job. If you haven't seen Osgood Perkins recently, go check out his movie, The Monkey. He did a fantastic, super amazing job. So this movie has a really small cast, not a lot of big people in it, but everyone that was in it did an amazing job and made the film very fun and very awesome. And overall, I think that this cast just was perfect for this film, and they all played their parts just so well. So to start us off is kind of the main good guy and villain at the same time, played by Mr. Theo James! Oh yeah, Theo James! Woo! Theo James, yeah! So Theo James is a fantastic actor. I've pretty much always enjoyed him in everything. He was fantastic in the Gentleman TV series that was on Netflix. And just overall, he always plays really great characters that are always enjoyable, really work out well. And you either hate him or you like his character, and he just does a really good job of bringing those characters to life. And he just does a really great job with all the characters he plays. And he did that with his characters in The Monkey. Now, he plays twin brothers in the film who are basically, one's the good guy, one's the bad guy kind of deal. And he just really knocked it out of the park with both characters. And even his looks, I love that he gave them super different looks as each character, which really helped, change them and, show their differences and stuff like that. And you just really enjoyed their characters. And he just did such a great job portraying these two different people that really were very cohesive and really well played out, that you really felt for and you really hated for. And I just thought Theo did such a great job with that and giving us this really impressive performance throughout this entire film. Now, if you haven't seen anything Theo James has been in, definitely a film to check him out in, and is one of the first films I ever saw him in, and I really enjoyed him in it, and I thought he did a good job. It was a great film a few years back that is a part of the Underworld series called Underworld Awakening. Yeah! Underworld Awakening. Yeah! So Underworld Awakening is, I believe, the fourth film in the Underworld series. And Theo James plays kind of a new character that comes into the picture that becomes kind of Selena's kind of like love interest and stuff like that. And I just really enjoyed him in it. I thought that his character was really fun, really awesome. He really kicked butt and gave us a really solid, prediction kind of what their relationship where it was going to go. And I thought that, Theo did a great job of giving us like this very different approach and giving us this kind of first big outing of his that really showcased his acting abilities, from humor to action to seriousness and all that kind of stuff. He did a good job bringing that all together, and I thought that he just did a really fantastic job. If you haven't seen Theo James anything, definitely check him out in Underworld Awakening. He did a really fantastic job. But overall, I thought he was one of my favorite things about the monkey. He was just on point with both characterizations, and he just really knocked it apart and gave us a superb performance in both aspects. If you haven't seen Theo James anything recently, go check him out in The Monkey now. He was absolutely superb. Just want to give a shout out to a honorable mention in the film, Miss Tatiana Maslany. She was decent in the film, playing the mother of Theo James' character, and I thought that she did an okay job and was a decent addition to the film. Even though she wasn't in it too much, she still did pretty decent, and I think the scenes she did have, they really played off really well for the story, and I think that she was really fun. So, if you haven't seen Tatiana Maslany anything since She-Hulk, check her out in The Monkey. She did a pretty decent job. But that brings me to the next and last person I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that, of course, is the awesome Mr. Funny, Adam Scott. Oh, yeah, Adam Scott. Woo, Adam Scott, yeah. So Adam Scott plays an interesting character in the film. He plays the father of Theo James' character. He really rocks it and, plays a really great character. It's a small role, but I absolutely loved his performance. He was so awesome, so hilarious, but at the same time just really rocked the character. And his, portrayal of their father, him having to deal with this, basically this curse, just was played out so well by Adam. And Adam really has grown, I feel, as an actor over the years, from his time on Parks and Rec to Ghosted and so forth and stuff like that. He just really is a great actor that can do all kinds of different types of roles. Like, I really appreciate his comedy roles, but I have seen him in some more serious roles, and I think he does a really good job with that, too. And that was kind of what his character was in this. It was kind of a mixture of comedy and seriousness, and I thought he did a really great job with that. And I just really enjoyed that. And I think he was just a really great addition to the film, and I love that he played their father that disappears. And I think he just did a really great job. If you haven't seen Adam Scott in anything, definitely check him out in The Monkey. He did a really great job. But something they should definitely check him out in, that if you haven't seen him in anything recently, is a great film that came out in 2008 called Step Brothers. Yeah! Step Brothers. Yeah. Absolutely love him as Will Ferrell's brother in this. He's absolutely hilarious. Such a douchebag. And he's just on point. My all-time favorite scene, though, is the scene where he's singing with Catherine Hahn and their two kids in the car. It's absolutely freaking hilarious. And even the flashbacks where he's doing the talent contest and crap like that was absolutely hilarious. And he just was so freaking good in this film. And you just absolutely wanted to hate him. And you absolutely just wanted to wring his scrawny little neck because he was such a douche. But he really played that very well, and he just was so awesome. If you haven't seen him in anything recently, Adam Scott, or haven't seen him in anything at all, definitely check him out in Step Brothers. He was really fantastic. But overall, such a great addition to the film, and a must-see if you haven't seen him recently. Go check him out in The Monkey now, folks. He was superb. So what is The Monkey about? Basically, the premise of the story is there's this toy monkey, or monkey statue, basically, that is evil. And this family, of course, that is these twin boys, gets stuck with this monkey that basically ends up, every time it gets turned, it kills people. And basically the film is about them trying to get rid of it, and basically they think they have, but then all of a sudden it resurfaces and they have to deal with the consequences to stop it again. And it's basically about them trying to stop this monkey from killing everyone in their town. It's a really fantastic film, so well done. One of the best horror films I've seen in a really long time. I mean, this movie just rocked out of the park. It was so good. And I think that it just shows that 2025 is a year for great horror films. And this was just a amazing addition to his filmography, and he just was so good at it. If you haven't seen The Monkey yet, go check it out in theaters now. Worth the watch. Giant 10 Golden movie boxes up. Can't wait to add it to the collection. It just was really on point. Fantastic. A must-see. Go check it out. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been before, don't forget to check out the older new videos you might not see mine yet. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, want to show support for the channel, please check out my awesome Patreon page, where once you become a member, you get access to all kinds of extra accoutrement to help the channel and also help me make better content for you guys. So please check that out. Huge shout out to my subscribers, old or new. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. As always, catch you in the next one.